Morning, everybody. So this week, I'm going to be reviewing a book called The Socrates Express. It's a really wonderful book, and it teaches us about 7 or 8, I don't know, dead philosophers. And really, it's so interesting to think about things. But the first philosopher is Socrates, and his greatest advice, I thought, was to tell ourselves to question everything. Question everything. I mean, I never thought about that little ritual of letting this energy in before being creepy until my 6-year-old informed me that's creepy. It was, it's another way of seeing things. And the philosophers also tell us to look at things with curiosity and wonder, 2 different things. We're curious to see what happens next, what the person has to say. How does it work? That's curiosity. But wonder is also a sense of awe, a sense of openness to hearing it, to seeing it. Yeah, it's something we have to work on every day. So draw your shoulder blades down your back, lift your heart, close your eyes, and come to your breath. Start to center yourself with your breath. This is the most important thing. So if you need a break, take a break. If you need to do something else, do something else. But stay with your breath. See if you can focus your mind on your breath. The inhale. The exhale. Until you feel that space where you can plant that intention of choosing to see things with curiosity and wonder. Not always so easy. All right. And slowly open your eyes. Inhale and circle your arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers and just kind of lift nice and tall, tall, tall. And just kind of wiggle your ribs up and away from your pelvis. You get lots of length inside of your body. Moving with the breath and the energy, elbows back. And now I want you to start to reach your arms up, reach side to side, starting to get that side body long, getting right into the core. Inhale, exhale, good. Reach. We're going to take 2 more. Notice how you move slowly with the breath. And then you're going to take your right hand right to the earth and all the way over to the right. And then inhale to center as you take your left elbow behind you and really squeeze your left ribs to the left hip. And then continue just like that. Exhale. And inhale. Commit yourself to that breath. Good. Inhale. Now, again, if you're doing this with wonder, curiosity, maybe you'll see, you'll go a little deeper. Exhale. Good. Take 2 more just like that. Oh, yeah. So good. Notice how when you go slow, you get that little extra into it. And then back to center, circling your arms up. And then the other side, all the way to the left. And you take your right elbow behind you. Yep. Exhale and inhale. So moving with the breath, you can really get that little extra, because you're not going to accept a limit unless you test it, right? Into there. Okay, just take 2 more, and just that's also going to train the breath. Good. Last one, all the way over, edgy, edgy, edgy. All right, now we're going to get into our upper back. So I want you to take your hands to the front of your shins and you're gonna coax your hands back. So we're gonna do this in just toning the muscles, the fascia. So you're gonna hug your shins back, take your hands back, and then as you exhale, you're gonna reach round your back like a cat, looking at your belly. And then as you come back up, you're gonna keep your hands pressing back as your chest reaches forward and your shoulder blades hug down. You should feel it in your upper back, yeah? Okay, continue just like that. Exhale, there's a lot of pressure in my hands. And then I'm pushing my hands back, pulling my hands back as I reach my heart forward. So we're starting to get into a little back bend here in the most gentle way. Step one, right? So your heart reaches forward, you feel it in your upper back, and we're going to take a few more just like that. Make sure you do not look up because I do not want you pinching your neck spine. You're going to look slightly forward. Yep. And you're going to take one more. Keep the resistance on your shins, right? Inhale, oh yeah. And back to center. Now you're going to walk your left hand to your left knee, right? And you're going to take your right hand on top of it. And you're going to twist just a bit so that you're looking over to your left. You're going to resist your hands back and make your way again into that little rounded back. You're going to do it to the side. But as you come up, you're going to feel a little bit more in your right shoulder because you're pulling your hands back and you're coming into that little back bend. That's the inhale. And then exhale, round your back. So all the power is not obvious on the outside. You can feel it though, really strong on the inside. So you should feel it in your upper back and your upper arms too. Yeah, you'll get into your biceps, your triceps. But I'm not really worried about those today. We get into them every day, but those are tomorrow's muscles. Okay. Take one more. Really round your back. Make sure you feel the resistance as you pull your hands back and your heart forward, your shoulder blades down your back. Get a big stretch in the right shoulder. And then make your way back to center. See if you notice how that feels. Yeah. Now your right hand's on your right knee. The left hand on top of the right. Coax your elbows back, your hands back, lift up tall, and then exhale. So you're looking over, you're going to be looking towards the right. And then pull your knee back as you find that back bend. You feel it in your upper back, especially that left side. Exhale. Inhale. Oh, yeah. So we're warming up our upper back by warming up the fascia. We'll just take a few more just like that. Really mindful, moving with the breath. So your heart reaches forward. I want you to really feel it, especially on the left. Oh, and back to center. All right, now we're kind of ready. Now make your way to table pose, hands and knees. Good. So we're going to start with a few cats and cows that we do traditionally, but we're not going to end there because back bends are scary. And just saying them might scare you, but I don't want you to be afraid. It's going to be fine. You're doing it with me, right? Okay. Now we're going to get into our chest a little bit. So I want you to take your hands and really press them down. Press your fingerprints down and imagine you're pulling your hands back. You're pulling your hands back, okay? You should already feel it in your muscles. So as you pull them back, I want you to take your hips back towards your heels. Get a big stretch, but keep your hands pressing back. And then as you come forward, your hands keep pressing back. But your knees are going to, you're going to imagine your knees are going to press towards your hands. So you can feel your core. Got that? All right, let's try that again. Exhale, your hands are driving back towards your knees. But as you come back, the knees want to come forward and your hands are still reaching back. So you're getting right into the fascia of those muscles. Really carefully. Inhale and exhale, pressing your hands back. And as you come forward, the knees want to reach forward. And the hands are still pressing back. Let's take one more. So you should feel that in your chest and your upper back. Now you're going to walk your hands just a little further apart, wider. Let's see, my camera might be over. Okay. And you're going to press your hands forward and your knees back. Okay, so your hands are pressing down and forward. Your knees are pressing down and back. You should feel it in your core. Your shoulder blades are hugged together. The low ribs and your belly are back. Okay, so as you come forward, you're going to have your knees and your hands press away. If you go back, your knees and your hands are going to press away toward each other. And then as you come forward, they're going to press toward each other. I'm just going to take a few just like that. Inhale, but keep the power in your hands, pressing back. They press back and now your knees are coming forward. Yeah, take two more. This is so good. It should feel nice and toned without any kind of pressure, right into the core. Last one. Are you breathing? All right. Let's just come to seated. I'm going to come into a seat on my shins. Take my hands behind my back, interlace your fingers, lift your heart. Yeah. Good. Shake out your wrists. That was a lot of work. Okay. But I want you to extend your right leg back behind you. Once you get back in table, your left arm forward, belly back. And then I want you to bend your right knee, reach towards your foot. And you can bind if you like. If it's not available, that's okay. But we want to start waking up that quad. So even if you just bend your knee and lift your thigh bone up, you're good. Reach your heart forward and notice your breath. Maybe you'll feel that little back bend within your upper back. Big full breath. Oh yeah. Make your way back to the balance. Take your left hand to the earth and then extend your right leg directly out to the right. And circle your arms all the way up. Good. Take your right hand down, your right leg reaching over. And then inhale back to center, all the way over to the left, however your all the way looks, and reach it back over. See what works for you. Again, you're curious, you're asking questions. And then take a break. Again, that's really the yoga, is when to take a break. All the way back to center, all the way over to the right, and back to center, and all the way to the left. Get all that length in your spine, and come back to center. Big inhale, exhale, take your hips back, your heart forward, and your hands to the earth as you extend your right leg in front of you, flexing the front right ankle. Take the right outer hip back. And then step into your right foot and lift your heart. Oh, big stretch. And back. So even though we're doing back bends today, it's funny, it still involves our glutes and our quads. So we have to get everything cooked up. All right, inhale. And exhale, move with the breath. Make it edgy. Be curious, how does it feel in your body? Do you feel it in your low back? Do you feel it in the hamstrings? Let's take two more. You might feel a little snap, crackle, pop there. Good. Last one, all the way back. Flexed ankle and real deep hip stretch. Then you're going to take your hips back and step into your right foot so that your right knee is at 90 degrees. Take your left hand towards the right as you make your way into your twist. I don't want your left hand behind you, and lean back. This is really important. Then take your right hand to the earth and soften your heart. Maybe you'll soften your elbows. And then inhale, open it up. Big twist. Exhale. soft heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Let's take two more. Last one, open it up. And good. Now, take your hands to the earth as you make your way into a lunge by lifting the back left knee. And I want you to lift and lower your hips just to start. Good. And then step your left foot, which is behind you, halfway forward and out to the left. So your feet are wide stance. See if you can lengthen your legs long as you walk your hands up your right thigh to come all the way up to standing. Take your hands behind your back. Maybe you'll be able to reach towards your opposite elbows. Maybe not, doesn't matter. Keep your right outer hip back, lift your heart, and start to dip forward, reaching the right hip back, right hip back. So I want you to really feel the right hamstrings here, guys, because we did the quad. Now we got to do the hand. Okay. Find your breath. Good. Release your hands to the earth and step your left foot beside your right. Forward fold. If you can walk your hands further forward, that's great. If not, I want you to take a block under your hands and walk forward and come onto your tiptoes. Soften your knees quite a lot. So your hands are forward. And as you soften your knees, your ribs, your chest might come onto your thigh bones. Keep your heels super high. Yeah. And then you're going to slide your hips all the way up to the ceiling. Slide your bum as high as it'll go. Keep your bum that high and then reach your heels towards the earth. Ah, yeah. Now make sure your heels are grounded, your belly is lifted, and start to walk your hands back towards your feet into a pretty deep forward fold. Good. Inhale. Now circle your arms all the way up and bring your palms together to your heart center and release. Good. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale and step back to your first plank with your heart soft and your belly back. Good. Your knees are either up or your knees are down. Good. Just take a few breaths here, maybe rolling forward and back on your toes to the balls of your feet. That's always so nice. Good. And just see if you can tell yourself a nice story about this. And then come all the way on to the earth. Good. Now, I want you to start with your forearms on the earth. And press your forearms down. Imagine they're stuck and you're drawing them back. Good. Shoulder blades down your back. Thigh bones to the earth. Toenails to the earth. Lift your heart. So this is the first one. Now you're going to lower your head towards the earth and extend your arms long in front of you. Now, if that feels lousy on your shoulders, widen your hands wider. Okay? Keep your forehead onto the earth and lift your arms. Just lift your arms, lift them up. Take a breath or two here. And then lift your forehead up. And then draw your shoulder blades back. And then press your pubic bone to the earth. Good. Exhale, release. Take your hands beside your upper ribs now. Inhale into a cobra or an up dog, which should feel really nice and aligned. And right into your down dog. And just kind of walk your dog. And make sure you've been breathing. Well, it doesn't matter what you did. You're going to breathe right now, right? And lower your knees back to the earth. Extend your left leg back behind you, your right arm forward, making sure your shoulder blades are hugged together, your belly's lifted, and so are your low ribs, lifted into the core of your body. And then you're going to bend your left knee and reach towards your left foot, and maybe you'll grab it, maybe you won't. but I want you to get a nice stretch in that left quad. So you can lift your thigh bone. If you're bound, you can press your foot back. You can always use a strap or a band, but just find a few breaths here to get a nice stretch, breathing into the left quad. Oh yeah. You know, another theme of the philosophers is to slow down and notice, pay attention. Really interesting. Make your way, it's all goes hand in hand. Make your way back to the balance and into table, extending your left leg all the way out to the left. And then inhale, circle your arms up. Take your left arm down, your left leg. Good. Oh, inhale back to center. Exhale to your right. And maybe you'll land and maybe you won't. So move to your breath. Move with your breath, whatever that is. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Yeah, let's just take two more really slow. Notice how when you go slow, you can really get into your core here. Yeah. Do you feel the gas coming out of your body when you move? Oh, yeah. All edgy, right? Now you're going to take your hips back, your bum leg is sitting back towards something as your heart comes forward. Take your hands to the earth. And then extend your left leg in front of you, flexing your front left ankle, getting a big stretch from the peroneal muscles all the way into the hammies. That's the inhale. Then step into your foot, and then no, it was the exhale. This is the inhale. Take a big inhale here, and then exhale back. The breath matters. And it's if you're moving into each movement with a sense of awe, the inherent intelligence in our body, the cells knowing what they're supposed to be doing, the systems working together. It's really awe. All right, take two more. Real edgy, no messing around. Good, last one. Good. And then step into your left foot so that your left foot's on the earth. Right hand is under your right shoulder, and you're gonna twist to your left. Open it up from the right waist, lift the right waist, and then release your hands to the earth, maybe softening your elbows. And then inhale up, finding your rhythm. But it's the whole breath. Good. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Let's take two more. Don't take him for granted. Don't let your mind wander. Pay attention. Then take your hands to the earth. Make your way to the lunge by lifting the back right knee, lifting and lower your hips. And then you're going to step your right foot a little wider and forward as you lengthen both legs long. And maybe you'll walk your hands up your left thigh, coming all the way up to standing. And again, I want you to take your hands behind your back. So you either interlace your fingers, you grab your opposite elbow, or you can come into secret prayer, perhaps, if you're ready. I'm going to grab my opposite elbow, take my left hip back, and go forward. Just get a nice stretch in the hamstrings, right up the front left leg. Release your head, take a breath. Oh, yeah. Release your hands to the earth and step your right foot forward beside your left. Forward fold, big forward fold. You know how to do it. Press your fingerprints down to lift the belly and then soften a little deeper. Press your feet down, circle your arms all the way up. Bring your palms together to your heart center and release. Widen your stance and come deep into a goddess. I like this goddess thing happening, right? All right. Right elbow all the way back, chest forward. Shoulder blades down your back. Make sure you don't have any shrugged shoulders. Okay, so you're gonna come up with a right elbow back, and then as you sit back, you're gonna reach to your left. Inhale. So this is gonna get into your hips too. We're gonna work on that. Exhale and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Good. So we're going to sneaky get into our back. 4. Yeah. 3. 2. Last one. Reach it and come back to center. So you can feel the right shoulder blade back and down your back. Lots of opening in the right side of your chest. Let's do the left. Reach it back and over. So the more you sit back, the deeper you'll get into your hips. So then it's a twofer. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. 6, 5, 4. Good. 3, 2. Let's make this one the most wonderful, the deepest, and all the way back to center. Take your feet back to center. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. And once again, we're going to work on our belly here. So you can keep your knees up or down. Shoulder blades hug together, belly back. And then all the way onto your belly. And we're going to work again on our upper back. So you're going to take your arms to the letter Y, fingerprints to the earth, palms lift, armpits lift, shoulder blades down your back, but armpits are lifted. Press your fingerprints down and imagine you're trying to pull them back, but they're stuck. Press your pubic bone to the earth and lift your chest. Just stay there for a few breaths. Get right into your back. First kind of back bend, right? Take a few breaths here. Look forward. Keep the fingerprints stuck and pulled back. This is isometric. And then release. Oh, yeah. Now you're going to take your arms to T. Press your fingerprints down. Hug them in. So your palms are lifted. Your fingerprints are on the floor. Press them in. Shoulder blades down your back. And once again, lift your heart, lift your chest. Shoulder blades hug together down your back. But your fingers are stuck and you're pulling them in. Yep. I'm just going to adjust something. Take a few breaths here. I don't know why that keeps happening. And release. All right, last one. Now you're going to take your fingerprints behind you, wide of your hips. Lift your palms, shoulder blades down your back. This time you're going to press your fingerprints up. So they're stuck and you're pulling them up and you're lifting your heart, lifting your chest. So the bottom of the shoulder blades are scooping your heart forward. And you can even lift your legs if you like. But your pubic bone is grounded. Take a breath or two here. And release. Oh, yeah. Stack your forearms under your forehead and just undulate your hips right and left. Yeah, that was awesome. All right, now take your hands beside your upper ribs and make your way into your cobra or your up dog. Ooh, and right into down dog. Lovely, lovely. Okay. Now for this one, I want you to come onto your tiptoes and then reach your heels towards the earth. Tiptoes, heels to the earth. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward, preparing for warrior one. Inhale and circle your arms all the way up. Notice if your upper back is really holding together nice and toned. Take your fingertips together behind your head. You can even take your thumbs to your earlobes, right outer hip back. And you're going to reach your heart forward, aiming your elbows toward each other. And then as you come up, your elbows reach back and your shoulder blades are down your back, low ribs back. Make sure your low ribs are not sticking forward. Come back up, Linda girl. I want to see your low ribs back. Good, good, good. Yeah, okay. Now, from the core, I'm going to just do it a couple more times. And inhale back, low ribs back, exhale. Good. Inhale. That's really important for a back bend. With the belly's back. Let's take one more. Low ribs back, belly back. Extend your arms all the way up. And now you're in warrior two on the right. Let's just get into our hips. Good. Now, straighten your legs. Take your elbows behind you. Make sure your feet, your right toes are out to the right, and that your right heel biceps your left arch, okay? Elbows behind you. Now you're gonna press it out, or you're gonna stay nice and long in your spine. And then inhale back. Elbows together, press them together, and out, press it out. So you're pulling the elbows in, inhale, and you're pressing the elbows out. Inhale, and exhale, press. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. You're on rusty track, guys. Inhale. Did you see a nice adjustment in your ribs? Nice and long. Stay long. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Now take your hands to your hips. Bend both your knees and take your bum back and make your way into a triangle pose and just see where you are in your hips. Make sure your right waist is lifted. It's hard to do when you're a little dizzy. All right. Nice and long. Nice long legs. Beautiful. Then take your left hand to the earth and make your way into a down dog. Good. Walk your dog. Now, lower your knees to the earth. And this time, I want you to take your left foot out to the left. So we're still going to work on the right side. So your left foot is out to the left, and you're going to bend your left knee and aim your left toes away from you. My camera's a little too high because I had to readjust it. Okay, got that? Now you can stay right here because I want you to roll your right ribs forward and lift up your right waist. So just lift it up and lower. So that's option one. Option two is to extend your bottom right leg long, but keep your left foot grounded, and you can reach over. So the idea is simply to lift the right waist up, but the shoulder blades are hugged together and down your back. You have a nice, strong shoulder girdle, right? 5, 4, 3. I don't want those to get waist. 2. Last one, hold it. Take your left hand to the earth and make your way right back into down dog. Yeah. All right, let's take a child pose here, guys. Knees wide, big toes together. And let's take just a real child pose here. So take your hips back, release your head, and just take a breath or two, reconnecting with your intention and your breath. To be in this moment with curiosity and wonder. And again, question everything. All right, make your way back through table and right back to down dog. I want to do the other side. So you're in dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Exhale, step your left foot forward. I like to walk my hands back and make sure my feet are nice and connected. My spine is long, my low ribs are back. Okay? Hands behind your head, thumbs to your earlobes, elbows back and down your back, right? And then you're gonna reach forward and use your core, come all the way up. Exhale. So you're even gonna scoop your heart forward. There's a little back bend here. Exhale. Look at all that flexibility in your spine. Exhale. We're just gonna do 2 more here. Exhale. Good. Last one. Extend your arms nice and long and make your way right into warrior 2, checking out your feet, checking out a nice long spine. Okay? Elbows in, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Press it out. There's something heavy there. You're pressing your elbows with resistance, muscular energy right into your upper back. Inhale. You're getting into your hips too. Okay, 2 more. Good. Oh, yeah. Okay, take your hands to your hips, bend both your knees, take your bum back, and then dip right into that triangle pose with your left waist lifted. And just see where you get. I'm gonna move my left ribs forward with my hands manually and just get a nice lift. Good. And then take your right hand back to the earth. So make your way back to dog. And then lower your knees to the earth, stepping your right foot out to the right. And then you're going to bend your right knee and spin your right toes out to the right. Okay. My left hand, I'm moving towards the right, and I'm opening my heart. So the left ribs are reaching to the right, and my left waist is lifted. Option 1. Okay, good. Option 2 is to lengthen your bottom left leg. Okay, and then reach. Exhale, as if my hand is on your left waist. Keep the engagement in the left. Good. Keep it going. 8, 7, 6. Oh, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Oh, yeah. And all the way back to down dog. And then walk your feet to your hands, or your hands to your feet. Well, you should feel nice and long here. Press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up and bring your palms together to your heart center. And release. All right. Now, with your feet hip width apart, you're going to come into Utkatasana. Shins forward, bum back, sitting back in your hips. Yep. Take your palms together, twist to your right, keeping your left outer hip back at a nice twist here. So we twisted at the beginning. Inhale back to center and twist to your left. Keep your right hip back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. So this is going to be our second flow, but we're going to come all the way on to the earth. Okay? This time I want you to come onto your forearms, press your knees down and lift your hips. Option 1. Option 2 is to come into a forearm plank with your forearms rooted, hugging to the midline, shoulder blades down your back, belly lifted. And if this is not hard for you, you're not doing it right. So knees up or down, it doesn't matter. I just want you to feel that. Good. And then all the way back to the earth. Now, with your shoulder blades down your back, bend, let's bend one knee at a time. So bend your right knee and you're going to take your right hand toward your right foot or grab your right foot or use a band or something. You can always go on your side. Press your foot back, lift your chest. Now, if you want to do both at the same time, your shoulders should be about ready. So you can press your feet back, lift your heart, scoop the heart forward, shoulder blades down your back. Maybe you lift your thigh bones a little bit. Take a few breaths here. Oh, yeah. And release. Let's make our way right into a down dog. Nice. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Come right into warrior one. Notice how it feels. Exhale, right into warrior two. Make sure you've got your feet grounded. Take your hands to your hips, bum back. Exhale to triangle pose. So this is your second one on that side. Get into it. Good. Take your left hand to the earth and step all the way back to down dog. Last one. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, circle your arms up, belly back. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Take your hands to your hips, bum back, and exhale to your triangle. Good. Really open it up. Nice. Take a breath or two. Then take your hands to the earth. Step back to down dog. And lower your knees to the earth. All right, so from here, we're going to come into camel pose. So I don't know if camel pose scares you or not, but you're going to do it the way you do it, right? So you're going to come out to your knees. Now remember, this is what we've been doing the whole time. The shoulder blades are down the back. Your heart gets scooped up by the bottom of the shoulder blades. So I want you to lift the sides of your body long. So you're going to take your thumbs just under your armpits, press your thumbs in and lift up. We've already lengthened them, but make sure they're nice and long. You're already in your back bend. But now you're going to take your fingers just below your bum. And I want you to press your first two fingers into your upper thigh and press the upper thigh bone back into your fingers. So the thigh bones draw back. As you lift your heart, lift your chest, and find your back bend here. This is called camel pose. So you can stay right here. This is beautiful. If you want to go deeper, maybe you'll take your hands towards your heels. The thigh bones draw back. Find your back bend, whatever it looks like. Take a few breaths here. Oh, yeah. To come out of it, you take your hands to your chest, all the way up, and sit back. Ah. Yeah, back bends are very stimulating. I hope you feel stimulated. I hope you feel good. All right, take a few breaths here. Feel how open your chest is too. This is an aligned spine. Yeah. Okay, let's come all the way to sitting on our bums. I've tortured you enough. So you're going to extend your left leg out to the left and take your right heel high up into your left thigh. Now, if your right knee is high up off the floor, please put a block under your right thigh so that you lift the floor up. And you're going to roll your rib cage to the right so that your rib cage is aiming just inside your right inner thigh, right? Good. Now, Press your thigh bones down as you circle your arms all the way up. Big inhale, and then you're going to dip to your left, bending your left elbow. Take your left elbow inside your left thigh, and you're going to press the thigh bone back with your forearm. So the forearm presses back, and look what happens to your left ribs. They roll forward. And then you can take your right arm all the way up and over. If your shoulder doesn't like this, keep your right elbow bent. You decide. And just take a few breaths here. Exhale into it. Inhale slightly out. Exhale. I don't think we missed one muscle here today. Try not to. All the way over. Keep the resistance of your forearm against your thigh bone. Good. And then press your thigh bones down. Inhale all the way up. That's the way it's done. Yeah. Now, you're going to take your left leg in front of you. Lift up your right knee. And step your right foot outside the left thigh. Good. Now, you can bend your bottom left knee, or you can keep your left leg straight. That's up to you. Because we're going to come into a little deeper twist now. Now, I want you to have your sit bones grounded. You're not sitting on your left heel. Now, hug your shin to sit up tall. Make sure your left knee is aiming toward the ceiling. If it's not, keep the bottom left leg straight. And then you're going to massage your belly to the right as you hug your shin, looking over your right shoulder. Maybe you'll take your left elbow outside the right thigh. Take a few breaths here. Now look to your left. Look to your left and dip your chin towards your chest and get a nice stretch in the back of your right neck, right shoulder. Big full breath. And all the way back to center. And shake it out. Whew. Hope you like that. That's good. All right, right leg out to the right, all the way out to the right. And step up into your right thigh with your left foot. Remember, if you have a block or you need a block, you might need it just on one side because hips are like that. Our bodies are like that. They're not identical, just like my twins. All right, keep your thigh bones grounded. Roll your right ribs forward, get nice and tall. Extend your right arm up, and then you're going to bend your right elbow so that you can take your right forearm inside your right thigh. Press the forearm back to roll your right ribs forward. Get a nice, powerful side body here. So we worked that up today. Right? And then whatever your left shoulder allows, you'll just find your way. Maybe you'll get a nice, side bend, or however you do it. You don't have to reach for your toes, doesn't matter. But just kind of find a few breaths here, keeping both thigh bones grounded. Good. So yummy. Press your thigh bones down to come all the way up, using your core to come up. Good. Now you're going to take your right leg forward, lift your left knee and step your left foot over your right thigh and sit up tall. So again, I like to massage my belly out to the left. I'm going to bend my bottom right knee because I think I can and still keep my left knee aiming up to the ceiling. Hug your shin to sit up tall. And now twist to your left, massaging your belly to the left. Hug your shin, or take your right elbow outside the left thigh. Now look over your left shoulder first, because that's going to get the deep twist. And then look over to the right and lower your chin. See if you can keep your left knee aiming up to the ceiling. Yeah, so that's that little edginess. Find your breath. Now this should feel pretty wowish. And release. Make your way to a seated cobbler's pose, Baddha Konasana. Keep the pinky side edges of your feet grounded and stuck, and draw them in so that you can feel the connection of your inner thigh right into your hips. Keep that, and then lengthen your thigh bones long. You can do that. And they might come a little closer to the earth. Yeah, it's kind of awesome. And then you tip the top of your pelvis slightly forward, and you can even round your back in a huge stretch here. Big full breath. Yeah. And then come all the way back up. Lift your knees, extending your legs long. You're going to lift your right leg and cross your right ankle over your left. You're going to take your right hand down your right leg. Now, you might not be able to grab your toes. That doesn't matter. Find where you can go. You're going to take your left hand out to the left. You're going to release your head, and you're going to press the ball of your right foot forward to get a huge stretch in your right shoulder. So you have to breathe those deep Ujjayi breath here. Keep your belly engaged as you stretch out your right shoulder. Breathe in and out. And then come all the way back up to center. All right, let's change sides here. Lift your left foot, cross it over the right. Your right hand is your kickstand out to the right, but your left hand is what reaches for the top of your left toes. And if you don't get to your toes, that's fine. You're going to release your head and just press the ball of your left foot forward so you get a huge stretch in your left shoulder. And just take a few breaths here. And all the way back up to center. Good. Draw your knees to your chest. And we're going to come into, how about a classic boat pose to start with, guys? So I want to get into our core. So you tip the top of the pelvis back always to engage the belly, and your spine is already back about 30, 40 degrees. And you can either come onto your tiptoes, or you can lift your feet, lift your shins, you can extend your legs. You can take your arms wherever you feel you need support. Because no matter if you were in studio or not, nobody's watching you but you, right? And you're going to take about 5 breaths here, maybe some little pulses, little tiny exhale into it a little bit more, and exhale. On the inhale, you release it just a little bit. Those core muscles. We love our core, right? That strengthens our low back. And release. Draw your knees to your chest. Keep yourself on. That was the first one. All right, the second one is called a reverse crunch. So you can come back to your boat pose. It's great. Same beginning with the top of the pelvis back. Just notice how when you take your pelvis back, your belly's already engaged. Yeah. This time you can take your fingerprints in front of you on the floor and either lift and lower both legs or one leg, or you can lift your legs higher and then dip, tap from the top. Exhale. Yeah. So your hands are on the earth one way or another. And this should be really pretty hot because we already cooked up those muscles. And 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. That's fine. Oh, and come all the way back up. Oh, nice. Now I want you to take the top of the pelvis back and roll all the way onto the earth. Oh, yeah. Draw your knees towards your chest. I like to roll my ankles. Roll your ankles one way and then the other. And then you roll your knees one way. Take some big full breaths. I mean, your chest is really open. Your lungs, your heart can be free. Take some big breaths. Notice what that feels like. I just want to align our spine a little bit. So I like to do this. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. And as you lift up your chest, you're going to grab your shin. And then as you exhale, one vertebra at a time comes up. You're going to take your right leg to the earth and find a forward fold here. Right? And then as you come back up, you're going to start with an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll from the top of the pelvis back, like your spine is like a string of pearls, right? You come all the way back up. And then release your right leg, slow. All right. Left leg. Grab something. Then starts at the top of the spine. You're going to roll one vertebra up at a time. So you release your leg to the earth. Come into that forward fold, a nice stretch. That's the antithesis of a back bend, is a forward fold. Then you're going to take your left leg with you as you tip the top of the pelvis back and roll your spine to the earth, one vertebra at a time. Oh, yeah. Now take your knees towards your chest. Take your arms to T and drop your knees to the right. I like to just move my hips over a little. Oh. And then open up your heart. And take a few breaths here. Close your eyes. Maybe look towards your left. Get a nice stretch in your neck spine too. Right up to that little atlas. And then back to center. I like to move my hips to the right. Lift your knees and drop them to the left. Good. Look to your right. Then make your way back to center. Take your arms beside you, shoulder blades together. I like to tip the top of my pelvis back and kind of roll from the top of the pelvis to the tailbone back to the earth. Roll your outer arm bones out so your palms are up. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth as you release your legs right into a lovely, well-earned Shavasana. And just take a 2-minute rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale from your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side. Just be there for a moment. Just be there for a moment. Pay attention. Yeah. And then make your way into a seat, maybe with a sense of wonder at the inherent intelligence of our body, of our joints. Bring your palms together to your heart center, setting your intention to question everything. The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Mwah. Love you guys. Let me turn off the recording.